Fried fish. It's thought to have been introduced to the United Kingdom around the 16th century by Spanish and Portuguese refugees. Jews were being persecuted for their religion at the time in Portugal and Spain, so many of them relocated to the UK and brought their delectable cuisine with them. White fish was used in the dish, usually cod or haddock, which was fried in a light flour coating. Its name? Pescado frito, fish that has been fried. It's a favorite of those of the Jewish faith who fried on Fridays and get ready for the Sabbath. The fish was meant to be preserved by the batter so it could be eaten cold the next day. Fish prepared in the Jewish fashion, as Thomas Jefferson described it, became so well liked in London that it could always be found being sold on the streets. In his book, Oliver Twist, Charles Dickens describes a fried fish warehouse in 1839. Although the potato first appeared in Europe around 1570, the French and Belgians continue to argue over who was the first to fry potatoes and invent the world-famous chip. While settling in London's East End, French Protestants, known as Huguenots, may have brought their love for fried potatoes with them to the UK. When rivers froze over in the winter, it's believed that the potato was first fried as a replacement for the nutrient-dense fish. Chips, they're an affordable staple of many meals in the industrial North. That much is certain. There are conflicting claims as to who created the first fish and chip meal. According to many food historians, the first chippy was established in 1860 in Cleveland Way, within the sound of Bobel's, by a Jewish cook named Joseph Malin, a young Ashkenazi immigrant. The store was so prosperous that it stayed open in operation by his family until the early 1970s. In Mossley, Lancashire, a town close to Oldham, it's thought that the fish and chip shop first opened around 1863. Mr. Lee's is thought to have sold the first fish and chip meal from a wooden hut in the market, later moving the business to a permanent location across the street. Inscribed in the window was a sign that read, "This is the first fish and chip shop in the world." Fish were brought into the country by the development of the steam-powered traveler from all over the North Atlantic, and they were distributed quickly and easily throughout the nation by the steam railways. According to legend, British troops would call out fish and wait for the barely coated response of chips as they stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day. Finding a chippy of a fish and chip shop is typically not that difficult because there's currently over 11,000 of them spread out all across the United Kingdom and Ireland. There are now fish and chip shops all over the world, including many in New York City. They're particularly well liked in Spain's coastal regions. And for our listeners outside the UK, the chips are simply fresh-cut fried potatoes, not a bag of oily, crispy potato chips. And for the record, I enjoy both types of British cuisine, fish and chips. These are interesting things with JC.